my body is still gonna wake me up at 5. It's still gonna wake me up at 6. Why everyone overcomplicates it. It's not that hard. You're like, I'm gonna be waking up at 5 a.m. Like, okay. Hi, you guys. Welcome back. I thought I was recording this entire time, but I was not. Anyways, I am wearing this cute pink little jersey, and I'm such a jersey girl. I love wearing jerseys. It's literally like I don't even care if it doesn't have a team on it or if I'm not even going to a game. I'll just wear it because they're so cute. But today I thought I would share with you guys my 5 important lessons that I've learned from waking up early in the morning. I'm the type of girl who will wake up anywhere from like 4 to 5 a.m. or sometimes 6 a.m. or sometimes 3 a.m. So honestly, I'm an early bird. And if you are someone who's wanting to wake up early to work on whatever it is that you want to work on to get on that grind, on that game, then I got you. Um, I'm here to let you know some things that I've learned, some things that are hopefully going to make it easier for you to wake up earlier in the morning and just make it easier because I don't know why everyone overcomplicates it. It's not that hard. It is hard initially, but after you get used to it and after your body gets used to it, most importantly, it's going to become so much more easier for you guys. And let me just tell you, I've gotten to a point where I can literally go to sleep at 12 or 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and my body is still gonna wake me up at 5. It's still gonna wake me up at 6 because it's just used to it. And honestly, sometimes all I want to do is just sleep in, but I'm still gonna wake up because that's how used to it my body is, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, if you are someone who's wanting to wake up early, these are the 5 points that I have for you. Okay, so the first one is don't overthink it, simplify it. And that one is honestly probably the most important one that you're going to get out of this video. But it's essentially about like, I feel like everyone, when they're sharing their morning and their night routine, I don't know why it's always like a 20 bajillion step skincare routine or a nighttime routine. Why is it always so much? You know what I mean? And I can feel why some people feel the need to do that. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, keep it simple and you're going to stick to it. You know what I mean? So, what I do is literally at night, I have probably like a 10-minute a 10-minute skincare routine or just like a get ready for bed routine. And this is another tip for you guys. If you are the type of person who has a hard time going to bed, okay, so this is what I've learned, right? If you want to start waking up earlier in the day, you have to stop thinking that like you are going to be able to go to bed earlier and eventually like you'll just wake up early in the morning. No, like your body is going to have a hard time going falling asleep later at night because during the morning you probably wake up later and you haven't gotten to a point where you're able to wake up earlier in the morning. But okay, anyways, what I'm trying to say is if you force yourself to wake up early in the morning, like if you want to wake up at 5, but like you didn't go to sleep around like 9, 10 or something, you have to force, even if you go to bed at a later time that you normally do, you have to force yourself to wake up early in the morning. And then once you do, your body's going to feel tired sooner, if that makes sense. And then you're able to fall asleep. But a lot of people, I feel like, think that you have to go to bed early but you can't fall asleep because you're not tired, if that makes sense. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense, but basically, like, first wake up early so you can fall asleep early. It's not the other way around. It's not where you fall asleep early and you wake up early because you're gonna have a hard time falling asleep early and you're gonna be like, okay, well, I didn't get enough sleep last night, so I'll just wake up later, and you're not gonna be able to fall asleep earlier. Anyways, simplify the routine, keep it simple. If you are someone who's wanting to work out, to go to the gym, literally just set your clothes out. That's what I do. I have my clothes picked out, and even for the gym and then for the day. And then all I do is just, put those on, literally just grab my water bottle, get in the car, and head to the gym. And it's as simple as that, honestly. Like, there's no reason to overcomplicate it because it doesn't need to be complicated. And by making it simple, you make it easier for you to be consistent with it. You know what I mean? Okay, and then the second point is this one. Okay, to stop waiting for the right time. I don't know what it is about us humans, but we love to wait and be like, like at a certain point, everything is just gonna perfectly align and it's gonna feel like, okay, I can finally start. That moment will never arrive. You will never get to that point because life is always going to have its own issues. Life is always going to have its own problems. If anything, I always recommend to start something difficult when you are already struggling. Low key, if I'm like having a hard time with something, like let's say if I feel like I don't have enough time throughout my week and I'm already busy, sometimes I will honestly start something around then just because I know that if I can build a difficult like if I can build a habit during a difficult part of my life or during a difficult week, then I know that I can maintain it when it's easy too. You know what I mean? Like just start. Just start. Your life is literally never gonna be perfect enough for you for everything to align for you to start. I know that a lot of different people though have different like what's it called? Just different you are at a different point in life than someone else is. You know what I mean? Someone might have a kid, someone might have to care for someone else, or they might have school or whatever it is. And throughout all that, you're gonna have to be the person who figures out for you and just goes for it, honestly. Like at the end of the day, this is something that you have to like come to understand and work on for you. So yeah, stop waiting for the right time. And this third one is start small and stop shaming yourself into it. I feel like a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, this person wakes up early and like is able to do all these stuff, I can't do it, like, and you kind of shame into yourself for it, and like you guilt yourself for not being able to do what other people do. But at the end of the day, like, are they living your life? No, like you are the one who's living this life, so make it sense to your life. Like stop putting shame on it. Honestly, I'm the type of person who believes that if you start anything with shame, and this is from a person like my own personal lessons, if you start anything with shame, it's not going to get you anywhere. Um just because you're already building on a shaky foundation of shame is just such a negative emotion, and once you built on top of that, to kind of like draw from it is honestly exhausting. So I would honestly say stop shaming yourself into it, have grace with it. If you are starting a new journey, especially as something as like waking up early in the morning, which might not be easy for you right now, take your time, stop shaming yourself into it. Like, yeah, so that was three. And then four is going to be a lot of people do this. A lot of people, okay, this one is funny because, like, I've seen so many people do it, honestly. And I've done it before in the past where it's like when you want to start a new habit, I don't know why, but like you grab the microphone and you announce it whole, to the whole world. You're like, I'm going to be waking up at 5 a.m. Like, and you tell your coworkers, you tell your friends, you tell your class, whoever, like your entire family knows about it, your cousins, and you're like, I'm gonna be waking up early in the morning, da da da. I feel like why? I know you're like we get excited about things, but when you do that, when you make it bigger than it actually is, or like when you make it into this like dramatic thing, then your body feels like it needs more energy to do that thing, like to actually wake up in the morning. Like, and honestly, I feel like once we tell people to, I know this is scientifically actually proven, like when you tell someone something about like a specific goal, if your goal is to wake up earlier, when you tell someone, oh, I want to wake up earlier, then your brain kind of like receives dopamine from that. So like you're kind of like rewarding yourself for telling other people about it, as if like you've already done the thing of like waking up earlier in the morning when you actually haven't. You've just been telling people about it. So like that kind of like satisfies you in a way. So honestly, my biggest um I guess something that I really do and has kind of like helped me over the years is like when I'm starting something new, I don't tell anyone about it. Like I won't tell anyone about it until I'm a little bit more comfortable, or like a little bit more in the routine, or I've kind of like developed an understanding of the habit that I'm building. I'm gonna keep quiet because in that moment, that's for me and whatever I'm working on to be like, that's just the time that I have. It's between me and me, if that makes sense. Like this is my journey, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna like announce it to the whole world. And and I'm not saying you can't tell other people about it. Honestly, if you know someone else that like also wants to wake up early in the morning, I highly recommend that you find someone who like can hold you accountable if that's what it is. But if you're just telling everyone about it just because like you're super excited, which I can understand, but sometimes like if you all you do is talk, then who's doing the walking? Like there's no you're not really walking that talk, and it's just like you saying you're going to do this but you never get around to it, which honestly kind of leads you to feeling more shameful and more like if you don't if you miss a day or something, you're like, well, I just told all these people like that I like wake up so early in the morning but I didn't, and you kind of like feel guilty about it when you shouldn't. So that's my take on that. You can be excited, but like just don't announce it to the world. And then the fifth is this is the last one. This is the last point is to be flexible, to be like to have a structured routine, but be flexible with it and to set boundaries and non-negotiables around your schedule. So I'll just give a personal example. I personally, during the weekdays when I know, especially when I'm working, during the weekdays, if I know that the next day I have work and I want to wake up before that and go to the gym and all these stuff, I'm not going to say yes to plans for later in the evening, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to say yes to anything past 5 or 6, honestly, just because I know that like I'm going to be super tired. I'm going to be, I'm like, if I'm out, I'm gonna be eating and drinking, and honestly don't also. This is another tip. This is a major one, honestly. Actually, if you want to like get a good night rest of sleep, don't eat right before you go to sleep. I don't know what it is, but like when you eat right before you sleep, I think it's because like our stomach's still digesting the food, but the quality of sleep you get is just so much worse than when you eat a couple or like 3 hours before you go to sleep, and like that's just it. You get such, and I have an aura ring, so like it tells me, and I've literally seen the difference. It tells me the quality of sleep that I get when I do eat right before going to sleep and when I don't, and it's so dramatic. I feel like my body recovers so much more when I don't eat right before bed. So yeah, like I won't say yes to going out or getting food or whatever later in the day just because I know that I want to a good night rest of sleep. So yeah, so know your non-negotiables and set boundaries around your own schedule, because and but also to be flexible with it. Like let's say if I've been consistent in waking up early and like not eating late at night and all these stuff for a couple of weeks or a week, then if my friends make plans and if that's the only time that I can join them, then I'm going to do that because obviously like I want to spend time with my friends or my family or whoever it may be, you know what I mean? So to have a structure and to just kind of be flexible with it so that like just because I go out one night and like I'm getting food with my friends or whatever, that doesn't mean the next day if I don't wake up early, that's it. You know what I mean? Like my structure is still there. The routine is still there, if that makes sense. Um but those are my point, like my 5 points for waking up earlier and building consistency and just showing up for yourself in that way. And this is for anyone who just has a hard time waking up earlier just because you feel like it is a lot more difficult than it is. And it might be, but I promise you, once you get in the habit of it and you simplify it instead of overcomplicating it, it's going to become so much more easier and so much more manageable for you. But that's it for today, and I hope you guys like this video. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.